What is up, Magic the Gathering deck brewers from all over the world? What's up, kitchen table wizards? Night has fallen over Innistrad. And it's going to be a scary night. But don't worry, it's not going to be scary if you are looking for a vampire deck. Because then you have come to the right place, as Olivia, she is thirsty. So we are back, and I gave my intern Victoria the nice assignment to brew ourselves a vampire deck. And she's really happy because she loves vampires. So the assignment was build us a nice vampire deck with a lot of different cards that can be a standalone deck, but it can also be the base for a nice commander deck, and I will give you a lot of options for the commander. And one thing is sure, it's going to be a fun deck. And what's also fun is that we still have the support of our partner CARDMARKET. They are still the best place to get your vampires. They are still the best place to get all your Magic product in Europe. If you want to check out CARDMARKET, try it for free. Then, while I have a little surprise for you, I have a €5 voucher to try out CARDMARKET. Just check out the description below the video on how you need to contact me to get your €5 free voucher. So this deck has it all. It has mad vampires, it has a lot of blood, it even doesn't leave a hole in your wallet. And let's start this time not with the lands, but with those night biters. Our first 4 cards all play to our Discard and Madness sub-team. Falkenrod Gorger and Pit Fighter, Insolent Neonate and Voldaren Epicure are our 1-drops, and the last one makes a blood token when it enters the battlefield. Vampire Socialite and Bloodtide Harvester are powerful uncommon vampires in black and red. And Stromkirk Condemned and Cordial Vampire have both the ability to make our vampires stronger. More 2-drops we find in Asylum Visitor, Null Priest of Oblivion, and this one gets back vampires from their coffin and puts them onto the battlefield. And both Fury Blade Vampire and Heir of Falkenrod can help us enable madness by discarding a card. And when you do, the last one turns into Heir of the Night. Now we have to agree on something: no vampire deck is complete without Dracula, right?
Welcome to my home.
So Dracula, Lord of Blood, is the alternate version of Voldaren Bloodcaster, which will transform when you have 5 blood tokens and will transform into Dracula, Lord of Bats, a 3/3 flyer that turns the blood tokens into bats. The first time we will meet Olivia in the deck, she is mobilized for war as a 3/3 flyer for 3 mana, which can have creatures gain haste and enter with a +1/+1 token. Anje Falkenrod is our second legendary vampire. She's also a great madness enabler. And Florian Voldaren Scion is our third legendary vampire in the 3-drop slot. A 3/3 with first strike that can have you play extra cards from exile. This is also a great include in this deck. More vampires in the 3-drop slot are Anje's Ravager, Stromkirk Occultist and Stromkirk Captain. I also include 1 Falkenrod Forebearer. Now maybe time for a drink, Mr. Dracul?
And I never drink wine.
Ah, okay, then maybe look at some 4 mana vampires. Bloodhall Priest is a 4/4 with madness, and Bloodsworn Vampire can enable madness when you activate it when you discard a card. And when 4 creatures are in the graveyard, it turns into Bloodsworn Knight, a vampire that is as strong as you have creatures in the graveyard. And of course we also need to include Strefan.
Perhaps you'd like a drink from the doppelganger's neck.
No, not Stefan. Strefan. No, Vampire Diaries.
Oh, that's too bad.
So this one can return vampires from the dead and also creates blood tokens. As does this one. Anje's Maid of Dishonor is a 4/5 for 4 mana that can drain your opponent by sacrificing blood tokens or creatures. Now Victoria also put one non-vampire in the deck. It's an evil human, but it's perfect for this one. Chainer Nightmare Adept enables madness, as by discarding a card you may play creatures from your graveyard. And of course I need to play Olivia Crimson Bride as our curve topper. A 3/4 flyer with haste that returns creatures tapped and attacking when it attacks. Now on to some cards that present best what vampires like to do. An ultra flexible card for this deck is Cathartic Pyre, which is removal and card draw and a madness enabler. And of course we also play Vampire's Vengeance. Bedevil is the best black and red removal spell out there. And Terminate and Thermal Agony are also 2 all-stars in the deck. Dark Withering is another great removal spell Victoria suggested in this madness deck. And it's our last removal card in the deck. Our only enchantment is Stansia Masquerade. Giving attacking vampires first strike and boosting them is great, and the card also has madness. Pointed Discussion is some card draw and creates a blood token, and Faithless Looting is also awesome in this deck. The last card draw spell costs 0 for its madness cost and brings back a creature from the graveyard to our hand. It's called Call to the Netherworld. Now let's have a look how this Netherworld looks like. Let's look at some lands. This Blood Moon Mountain from Crimson Vow is perfectly on flavor, as is this Swamp from Kaldheim. Of course, we also need to include Castle Dracula in the deck, as the alternate version of Voldaren Estate. And in heavy tribal decks like this one, having an unclaimed territory is also great. Finally, some color fixing with Foreboding Runes, Smoldering March and Canyon Slaw. I also included Bloodfell Caves and Haunted Ridge, which has great art in the extended art version. The last card is great for discarding and drawing cards. It's called Gyre's Sanitarium. So this was the vampire build. Give the video a like if you like my content. If you want more vampire decks, check out the link right here. If you want to see some vampires or other decks in matches, check out the link right here. And as always, keep it casual. Bye bye.